What are you saying, people? Back with a bang. This is the Money Management, back here to bring you guys another video today. So today, it's a big day for earnings, a huge day for earnings. A couple interesting stocks which have announced earnings before market today. A few are announcing right now. We've got Starbucks, Airbnb, PayPal, all announcing right now. We've got SoFi as well. We're going to look at all those different stocks today. Here you can see Coinbase ran up 7.22% today, which is pretty impressive after the struggles Coinbase has had in recent times. You can see a stock here called HKD, which we're definitely going to discuss and look at the chart on later on, which jumped up 126% today. Hopefully you're not one of those who bought at the top. But as I said, we're going to look at all those different stocks today. Now I'm just going to jump over back onto the homepage of Yahoo Finance and we can start looking at these stocks. And as you can see, Starbucks beat earnings. Now, Airbnb was still waiting for their report. AMD, PayPal was still waiting for their report as well. So in the run-up to AMD's earnings, they ran up past my price target of $100 before dropping back down again. We're still waiting for their earnings to be released. But it has been a pretty interesting week so far. So I'm going to jump into the charts now. I'm going to go into TradingView. We're going to look at a couple of things, stocks like Tesla, Apple, a few of the tech stocks as well. So let's look at Tesla to begin with. So Tesla's at $900 right now. I'm pretty impressed by this, the way it's managed to rally with the market in the last 2 weeks or so. If we check the 4-hour chart, you can kind of see this. So on the 4-hour chart, it's a little bit overextended as well, a little bit overbought. We have just seen a crossover with the MACD here. And I think in time to come, as this pulls back, we're going to start pushing up to that $1,000 resistance level once again. If you manage to get Tesla calls at any point over the last 5 trading days, you would have made bank. Easily 100% returns at least. Calls on any of these, $1,000 calls, $1,200 calls, whatever you would have got. From the run-up from July 26th at the bell close, 784, till highs of 933 yesterday, you definitely would have made bank. And that's what I mean when you catch Tesla on the right day, it really does run. Now we look at Apple and Amazon before we touch on the earnings plays. Now Apple's at $160, $159.84 after hours. Apple is a similar situation but hasn't run up as much as Tesla. But what helped Apple was the earnings beat last week, which pushed it up. Now, of course, it's pulled back since then because that's usually what happens when a stock overruns. And my hopes for Apple is that it continues to, I'd say, consolidate at this level before starting to work towards the $167 level again. I'll just pull up the daily chart now for you guys. So there's the massive jump up, the gap up above my resistance zone before it pulled back. Like I said, that's normal, especially for a bigger company like Apple. I wonder if we're going to trend towards this $157 level again and then hold before we push up. You can also see there's a support zone just under the $157 level as well. And then Apple may consolidate around that area before getting the next leg up or breaking down. You guys know Apple does usually trade similar to SPY, and SPY is the index for the overall market. So when the market's going green and it's bullish, Apple's pretty green and bullish, and vice versa. So just keep that in your mind. Don't want you trading Apple puts when the market is running or trying to trade Apple calls when the market is tanking. We're in a little bit of a short-term bull rally, so just be aware of that if you are trading puts on Apple. Now we have Amazon, ticker symbol AMZN. They announced earnings last Thursday. Similar story to Apple, gapped up and now pulled back a little bit. Amazon is definitely a stock which I see as overbought right now. I'm expecting a heavy pullback, I'd say $5 or $6, and then potentially even further. You definitely don't want to be in Amazon calls right now, in my opinion. Right now, on the 4-hour chart, you can see a bit of a flag here. That could be a sign that it pushes up again when it breaks above the moving averages. You can see there's a 4-hour resistance around $138. But again, you can see the run up since 27th of July from $114, $115 all the way to $138. So it was bound to pull back a little bit, which it has done now. So let's go and look at some of the earnings plays. I'm going to start with Uber because Uber announced earnings before market today, or it was yesterday. I think it was yesterday actually. No, it was before market today. It was pre-market. And Uber ran up 19% today. So that's great news for Uber. Now I'd definitely say it's time to pull on back. On the 4-hour chart, it's overextended. On the daily chart, even more overextended. Look at the gap up with Uber. That is crazy. But that's what happens when you get a good earnings beat. And then one thing I do want to point out is long term, I like Uber. A lot of us still use Uber. You guys probably use Uber Eats. And it's one company I wouldn't mind investing in for the long term. You probably want to wait to see it pull on back a few dollars, maybe back to this daily resistance zone around where the moving average is. And I also wanted to point out moving averages can be used as support and resistance. So even though you don't see a support till 23.54 on my chart, you can use a moving average as support as well. But yeah, Uber did have a great day today. Now let's look at the companies which announced after hours. We're going to start with AMD, who I heard beat, but unfortunately the stock price is down. Yep, 3.66%, about $4. So the stock price is down even though AMD beat. That's interesting. That can happen with these stocks sometimes. You can see my resistance here, $100, support around 95.54. In fact, that's exactly where we are right now. I want to see if AMD breaks down tomorrow. This is the thing with earnings. You can beat and then still drop. Sometimes you can barely miss and then drop heavily. That's just how earnings goes. So sorry to those of you who are in AMD calls. Let's look at PayPal now that you just announced as well. PayPal is on the run. PayPal is up 14% after hours. PayPal beat earnings and also announced a $15 billion buyback. So earnings per share was beat, adjusted earnings per share was beat, revenue beat. This was good news for PayPal. It's been down in the gutter as of late. Just last month, middle of July, it was trending at under $70. Now it's back over $100. I have my level at $118. I think above that, we get crazy with PayPal. So we're still early with this. Don't think you're late. Don't think you've missed the opportunity. That's definitely not the case. PayPal is another stock another company that we use often. Well, at least I do. I'm sure many of you guys have been using it for a while. Those of you who sell on eBay, those of you who use Gumroad, you'll definitely be using PayPal. And so, yeah, it's been a good day for PayPal. Total payment volume up. Again, $15 billion buyback. Revenues up. Good news for PayPal. And then, who else is announcing after hours? I've actually forgotten. I can't even remember who's announcing after hours. But still, one stock I wanted to look at was HKD. It's currently at $1,700 per share. This stock was $100 2 weeks ago. In fact, 19th of July, it was $40. Now, $1,700. People are about to get clapped by this. Please don't be one of those people. If you're lucky enough to have made money off this, please take your gains and move. You bought a few shares at $40 and now you're at almost 4K in profit. Please take your profits. This is such a crazy stock to me. Please, if you're in these kind of stocks, take your profits when you can. Just 16 days ago, this stock was trading at $40, guys. Just 16 days ago. This is why the stock market can be life-changing. Let's be honest. This stock touched over $2,500 at one point today. It's ridiculous. And now it's also passed a $340 billion market cap. So it's actually one of the top 20 companies in the world right now. Well, top 20 most valuable companies in the world, which is ridiculous. Again, it just recently IPO'd. And yeah, just wanted to point it out because we touched on it in the last video when it was about, I think, $700. And now it's all the way up at $1,700. I think it jumped, $937 today. Almost jumped $1,000 in one single day. Just a second ago, I was talking about the stocks which announced earnings. Of course, Starbucks, which we touched on briefly at the beginning of the video, they beat and their share price is up 1.24%. I'm not really looking at anything for Starbucks. Again, something a lot of you guys use. It's a company that's continually getting revenue worldwide, got so much long-term potential. Just pull up the weekly chart. It's had 6 green weeks in a row, and now we could be on for another green week after the slow start to this week. So that is something to keep in your mind. Potential for cause there. And then another one that was announced in the group today, Airbnb, which is the benefits of being in a group, by the way. So check out the Discord. Airbnb missed earnings, I guess, because it's down 9% now. Yeah. Well, not necessarily. They might have slightly missed. Strange. But yeah, Airbnb is down 8.5%, so that could be a potential for a little bit of a run up. The reason I say that now is because we're going to look at the daily chart, okay? It's been green for a while. 5 days straight. Last week it finished green. It was green multiple days of last week. A pullback before a rip upwards is very common in this market. A pullback before a rip upwards is definitely something I like, especially after earnings. Last week, Walmart announced some bad news. Remember this. At the beginning of the week, Walmart announced some bad news. That was here. It dropped to $120, and look at the recovery. It rallied super quick. People in Discord are making 300, 400, 500% off Walmart. And that's the kind of thing we could look at with Airbnb. That's what I'm saying. Walmart is right around my resistance level right now. So it has ran up. It's been on gas the past week. But I'm saying Airbnb could be on for calls after this big drop. You might want to wait for it to bottom out and find support before getting in on it. So that's mainly it for today's video, guys. I just want to go back to Airbnb again, just to show you what I would look at if I was taking calls. So it's at $106 right now, yes? It briefly touched highs of, let's check the 4-hour chart. Briefly touched highs of around $117. Going with a $110, $112 call is not a bad look, in my opinion. You might want to pick an expiry, give you maybe a week or so, because not every stock is going to rebound just like Walmart did and bounce and start uptrending straight away. But as I mentioned, there's potential here. It's Airbnb, guys. It's going to recover. Another company which a lot of us use. So please just remember that. But overall, like I said, that's it for today's video. Please also don't let a couple green days fool you. There are going to be green days in the market. Doesn't mean there's a bull run coming, and doesn't mean we're back to reality or any of that. We're still in a global pandemic. Technically, monkeypox news is coming out. We've seen inflation rates, uncertainty, unemployment. Companies like Amazon letting go of workers. There's still a lot of bad news circulating, so just be aware of that. Again, don't be fooled by a couple green days, guys. Don't be fooled. But thank you guys so much for watching today's video. We'll see how those earnings plays play out tomorrow. As always, make sure you guys check out the Royal Trading Academy. That is a Discord where we talk about stocks, we break down stocks, we do call-outs, we review news, we do a lot of that, we discuss things live, all of that stuff. Also, make sure you guys check out the Stock Option Starter Pack. That is a video guide for you guys. You can check it out. You have plenty of videos there which you have access to for life. And make sure you guys drop a thumbs up on this video. It's definitely appreciated when you guys drop those thumbs up and support the channel, comment, share, and of course, if you're new around here, hit that beautiful red button below and subscribe to the channel. Lastly but not least, check out my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Wealth Prince. And make sure you guys are back here next time for another video. Thanks a lot for watching. I go into making, you go into making. See you guys.
Game over.